Ladies and gentlemen, we are so back. Shakedowns done, preseason done, brain dead Twitter discussions done. All the markers for the season to begin have been done, and here we are. The Australian Grand Prix race week of 2026 is now, which means we get to write our previews again. This winter break has been a very interesting one indeed, considering all that's happened. I mean, personally for me as a fan since 2016, this winter break has felt the shortest. I mean, it was the shortest since season ended in December, and in January we already had cars out on track again. But even if that didn't happen, it still felt so short because of the drama surrounding this year. Every day there was a new rumor report saying this about 2026, that about 2026, so it's like the sport never left. And now that we're here, I have zero clue how to feel. Did I miss the pure boredom of nothingness from seasons gone by, or did I like the constant news of this year's winter break? I don't know, but regardless, here we are for the Australian weekend preview. This track is pretty damn good now, which we couldn't always say. I mean, Australia always felt like the season opener since it just has this cool spring vibe of hope and optimism. It's perfect for a season opener. Doesn't mean the track was good. Before 2022, the track was kind of mid and slow and never really led to memorable first races. There were for sure moments to remember, such as Lewis's debut in 2007, whatever 2010 was, Danny's on podium for like 5 minutes, Alonso's attempt at ending his McLaren stint early in 2016, Haas forgetting how to do a pit stop in 2018. There were for sure moments, but not races to remember since the track kind of blew. For starters, the corners were shaped very weirdly and slowed the pace down a bit too much, along with this Mickey Mouse chicane in the middle of the lap. However, in 2022, new changes were made which widened some corners and removed the chicane, and now it's still mid, but closer to good than bad now. So this is basically me saying there's a good chance a good race can happen, and actually, scratch that, we will have a good race because it's new regs, baby. Drivers are still getting up to grips with the car, so much so that drivers may not even get off the goddamn line. So surely, man, surely we're gonna see the most diabolical racing down under, surely. Anyways, I am very stoked for the race, so let's run it back. Let's discuss the teams to watch, the drivers to watch, the drama leading to this weekend, and of course, my lovely predictions. Go subscribe if you're new, if you're excited for this season, and let's get to quacking now.
See those clouds up in the corner? That's where the rain is coming from.
Let's begin with the teams to watch this weekend, and considering we have a new reg period and it being the season opener, we must watch every team this week. Cause yeah, testing, boo-hoo, it's always testing. It's not gonna be reliable in seeing how the grid will actually be. For all we know, Audi, who looked quite good in week 2 of Bahrain, can be 2 packs of ass in reality, and some bummy ass team like Aston could be winning 1 and 2. Of course, I'm being a little exaggeratory, but hopefully the point was clear enough. Anyways, starting with the newest 11th team on the grid, Cadillac, and boy oh boy must we watch. It's their first race ever, so of course we should cut them some slack, but critically, not all of it. Cadillac are a very competent organization, so if they pull up on Sunday only to DNF with both cars due to engine failure or some Haas 2018 type shit, it should raise some eyebrows. This being their first race should hopefully mean they will play things super safe and just prioritize finishing, which I believe they can do. They have a real basic car, nothing about it is striking, which on one hand doesn't mean they have many strengths, but on the other doesn't mean they have many weaknesses, like let's say their engine, unlike a certain green team. So all in all, while basic, I am hopeful Cadillac can at least rock in on Sunday and complete their race, starting their Formula 1 journey to the top. Just please don't crash, Checo, please. Next up is of course Alpine, who is a big watch. 2025 was the equivalent of brain cancer for Alpine, so imagine our shock and awe when in testing. Alpine didn't look too bad. I mean, duh, no way they sacrificed 2025 only to still be super ass, but perhaps this is just me. I thought they looked quite decent. The car looked like it had some pace to be unlocked from, along with it not looking that complicated to understand. Gasly, I'm sure, will be competitive here, and bold prediction incoming, Colapinto will also cook as well. I'm not saying he's gonna be like P6, but I do think he could be competitive in the midfield and actually look like a driver capable of being on the grid. Lord knows he needs to show that. Next is Audi, who I have no clue how to feel about, because on one side, you have a team that was shitty ass Sauber half a year ago, but on the other, we have a team that introduced big upgrades in Bahrain week 2 and genuinely looked half decent. I'm inclined to say Audi would not be like shitty ass Sauber, but also not be super good. I don't even think points will be possible this weekend for them, but that doesn't mean they are no man's land fighting back markers. They will be close, and as long as they don't blow up and have a few lucky safety cars, perhaps points can be possible. But either way, I think Audi will shine more at a place like China or Japan, but for the nature of Melbourne, my hunter senses are telling me nothing impressive will happen. Next is Haas, who fuck yes, they are winning, baby. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but Haas look undeniably good. That car is looking real balanced so far, and while they could obviously get better in some aspects, they have a real good base. The development war this year will be one to keep a big eye on, especially in the midfield. If Haas can use whatever Toyota connections they have to stay on top of things, then I genuinely believe this year will be Haas's best. So for Australia, big points are headed their way. Man, I just love life. Next is poopy ass Aston Martin, who, yeah, I don't know if I should speak. Now, in fairness, it has been reported that New and Co have found what is wrong with the Honda engine and are looking for a quick fix, but like, this shit ain't overnight. I'ma hope they do know what issues are on the engine and remove them fairly quick so we could finally get a grip on how good Aston really are. So for Australia, yeah, not much will happen for them, unfortunately. Future comeback better be massive, guys. Next is Racing Bulls, who I don't care, dude. They didn't look stellar, they just look whatever. Let's just hope Liam has a better race here than last year. At least he's in the gallows anymore. Oh yeah, and it's Arvid Lindblad's first race, but surely he won't fuck it into the barriers pushing 110%, right? Right? Don't do it, Arvid. Now for an interesting team again, Williams. Williams obviously missed the Barcelona shakedown, which, yeah, isn't the best look, but when they did show up in Bahrain, they didn't look that bad. Or did they? One thing was evident, that car was fatter than your mom, and when most teams are close to the weight limit, if not at it now, Williams must not fall behind. Everyone had big expectations for them, thanks in large part to Mr. James AEIOU, who bragged about how much effort has gone into this year. And I have zero doubt we will see that effort eventually, but clearly, there were some miscalculations, and it's super disappointing. So I have zero clue what to expect for them. Maybe points, I'd sure hope so. Ferrari. Yeah, we look good. We look all right. Might get a calm little winner podium, who knows? Okay, enough underdog gimmick. Ferrari looked good, great even. The ultimate winner of this preseason was Ferrari, since even though they didn't look the fastest, they sparked the most eyes. Best starts, wacky inventions, Ferrari were the center of attention. Ultimately, though, I have no clue how they will actually perform here, because here's a fun fact about Ferrari. They love glory runs. Every year, Ferrari overperform in preseason only to disappoint come round one, so I'm not saying anything biases aside when it comes to them. Truly, we must wait to qualifying to see where they actually stack up, but if I had to guess, I'd say second fastest is a good safe bet. A team that is also weird to predict is Red Bull. Were they fast? Were they just alright? They certainly didn't disappoint though. I think everyone and their mom predicted Ford to not be so good, yet lo and behold, they are bloody good. Now, I know it's mainly due to the guys at Red Bull powertrains with Ford equipment, but still, I just didn't think they would have a grip on this new tech. But yet they do, and now Red Bull are very much a threat, especially with Max. I think Max will put on the best show for us here, since despite his comments, he understands these cars really well, so I'm expecting some true Magic Max here. And before we discuss Mercedes, let's quickly talk McLaren. I don't know, they're just here. Maybe they win, maybe they don't. I certainly don't think so. They just looked all right in the preseason, but certainly not this dominant force anymore. They'll do good, I have no doubt, but for now, Oscar and Lando better pull their weight, all I'm saying. But finally, we of course have Mercedes. They were sandbagging the whole time. Wake up. Mercedes look really damn quick, and I'm willing to bet they have a high chance of victory this week. Their car just looks so planted and balanced, and while sure, maybe their engine's a bit disappointing, let's not pretend it's ass. Reliability issues will be ironed out eventually, and Merc are really lucky that their engine is only slightly unreliable. Mercedes will be the best team this week, and if I'm wrong, I will donate all 5 of my limbs to charity. Say I won't. But now for the drivers to watch, and I don't know how to say this, watch everyone. It's a new regulation period. We have no clue how drivers will find this circuit, considering the cars are completely different. So just watch who you want, man. It's open season. But now for the drama of the week, and well, ain't exactly much. I mean, there are, but it's all little stuff. Anyways, first up is the fact that Melbourne will be renaming some of its corners to Her Corner to celebrate the women of F1, specifically Laura Muller as the Ben Ocon's race engineer and Hannah Schmitz, the only good thing at Red Bull. Now, this is great and all. We should 100% celebrate all women in F1, especially the ones with high authority positions. However, really? Her corner? I feel like changing something that small is a bit insignificant highlighting women in the sport, since it's just one measly corner on this big race track. How about some signs that will be shown in the broadcast, or a one-off female commentator for the race? That's not Danica Patrick. Something more big and celebratory than just the renaming of a corner and calling it a day. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not even permanent. Even if it is, at least change the name. Her corner is just so small for what's trying to convey. But hey, at least they tried. Next up is the fact that Oscar Piastri has a chance to redeem himself. Now, he's not going to be in that super fast McLaren car, but he's still in a dang fast one, enough to prove himself. Last year, he was battling with Lando for the lead, and before the team went over the radio to shut it down, first race of the season by the way, and of course he fucked it into the grass, Piastri was cooking. Lord knows these poor Aussie fans need to be shown a solid performance with no bullshit from their home driver, and I'm a hope Patriot can be BS free and finally deliver for the home fans. No mistakes, no BS, just lock in and perform the best you can. I believe in you, Oscar. And finally, we of course have the first race of the season under these new regs. I'm not going to talk about this here because I made a whole video about this very topic. You should totally watch after this one. So if you want to know my thoughts on what I think will happen with the race starts, the overtakes, the energy, make sure to head over to that video and find out for yourselves. Anyways, now for my first predictions of the year for Melbourne that remember, you skipped to. As always, must be stated that we'll predict 3 things: the top 5 in the quality, the top 5 in the race, and a random prediction from any session. It should also be noted that these predictions are based on nothing but pure vibes, so bear with me. No sprints this weekend, so for the main qualifying, I predict that the top 5 on Saturday, starting with 5th, will be Lewis Hamilton, 4th will be Kimi Antonelli, and 3rd will be Charles Leclerc, and 2nd will be Max Verstappen, and for pole position, I have George Russell, who totally is in the fastest car. That's at Max's hands, durr. Now for the race predictions, starting with 5th, I have Oscar Piastri, and 4th, I have Kimi Antonelli, and 3rd, I have Max Verstappen, and 2nd, I have Charles Leclerc, and the winner of the 2026 Australian Grand Prix is George Russell, who wins in the 2nd, maybe 3rd fastest car, because Mark ain't all that according to him. Time for my random prediction. I think in the race, Lewis gets taken out of turn 1 by Lando Norris, who unfortunately survives. Also, since it's a new season, here is my bingo card for the year that hopefully will actually get some correct points this time, so take a pause and read it. So that was my preview for Melbourne. Boy, it feels so good to have the sport back, and all we could hope for is a damn good race. I mean, new cars, new everything. Someone is fucking into the barriers. That much has to be guaranteed, right? If this race can be anything like Bahrain 2022, then I'll be a very happy chud. Let's see what Melbourne has got for us. Anyways, I want to give a quick shout out to all members of the flock for the continued support, and make sure to join if you want cool benefits as well as just helping me out. Anyways, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe since it really helps me out. Make sure to let me know in the comments what your predictions are, and as always, have an amazing day.
Good weather for the duck.